Hey everybody, Cardfighter Hunter here. Today marks a very special day in my professional career, YouTube career, certainly. Let's call it that. Today is the 10th anniversary of Cardfight Vanguard Abridged. I know it's been a long time since I've posted anything to this channel, and I don't know how many people are still interested in anything like this, but I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you who have ever watched an episode of Vanguard Abridged, even once in the last decade, which is weird to say out loud. The channel has now reached 320,000 views, with the first episode of Vanguard Abridged accounting for 56,000 of them. I know to pretty much any other YouTuber, you know, small potatoes, right? But that means a lot to me. So, you know, thank you so much for watching over the years. And I know it's been a long time since I've posted anything substantial here. And I especially appreciate those of you who have been around, you know, since the beginning or pretty close to it, for putting up with my bull. And I do put a lot of work and time into every episode, and you know, it's always so rewarding when I get to connect with people online or in person. Now, I'd like to go through some of my favorite moments from each episode of Vanguard Abridged, including some you haven't seen yet from episode 11. But first, I want to take a couple minutes just to sort of talk about how we got to this point, because I don't know if I've ever talked about why or how this project came to be. I'll keep it short, but basically, I played Vanguard since Set 1 came to English, which was, I want to say, early 2012, late 2011, and I watched, you know, Season 1 with the anime with my friends, and a lot of the jokes that you hear in Episode 1 are inside jokes that we used to tell each other all the time, like, you know, Darth Vader fighting Goku, or, you know, the Borg fighting the Doctor from Doctor Who, and, you know, hey man, you got the cash? Oh, I got the cash. You know, and of course, what's a grade 2? Which, I don't know if I should say this a decade on, but I actually didn't come up with that. But yeah, those were, initially, the project was conceived sort of as a vehicle of me doing silly voices sort of to myself, and me sort of telling all these inside jokes and having, because my friends had watched this show, and having this sort of thing that I can pull up and sort of freaking them out with it. So in July of 2012, I started putting together Cardfight Vanguard Abridged, and I know this because I have a notebook somewhere that I used to write down all of my jokes in. I used to keep very detailed notes of everything, kind of like a world Bible. I used to write down what I wanted all the characters to be. Initially, Kyo was going to be a Russian football player, and then Tetsu ended up becoming the Russian one. I don't know how that happened. I think it was the voice actors. I think the voice actor, Blue Drachma, wanted to make Tetsu Russian. I was like, okay, let's go. But yeah, in that first episode, I didn't have any access to real video editing software, so I actually used Windows Movie Maker. You can see this. I posted a behind-the-scenes video of the first episode when it came out. It's really cringy, but you could sort of kind of see how I did it. I don't explain too much. I kind of just ramble on for a few minutes, but you can see the timeline of the project, as well as how I sort of set up the lip flaps. Basically, I took screenshots of all of the lip flaps from the episode, and to this day, I have hundreds and hundreds of still photos of each lip flap sitting on my hard drive somewhere. So that's sort of how I made it at the time. I actually used the same microphone that I'm talking into right now. I just didn't really know how to record properly with it. with the angle that I'm recording at with it now, you might be able to make an argument that I still don't know how to record properly with it. But yeah, then that first episode kind of took off. I mean, not like super viral or anything, but for a nobody abridger who was doing like kind of a smaller anime, like the game had just started kind of picking up in that time, and the anime was starting to get some traction in the US as well as the game, and so people started watching it. But I think at that point the dislike to like ratio wasn't great, reception wasn't terribly positive, and like I was saying, I don't know if you've watched those first couple episodes, but man, obviously there was a lot of inside jokes that people weren't meant to get, but I knew that I could become a better writer, a better editor, a better voice actor, and I kind of had a bit of an audience at that point. I mean, again, not super viral, but I got 10,000 views, and at that point I was like, okay, yeah. So I started dreaming up what I would do with the rest of the series, and I decided I wanted to go and make more. I should mention, I was not the first person to do a Vanguard Abridged. There was somebody, I believe his name was Two-Haired Vegeta, and the channel name was based off of a joke in the episode where Morikawa's hair looked like two Vegeta's hairs, like next to each other, which I thought was really funny. I thought that was a good joke. But yeah, he was the first person to do it, but he never did another episode as far as I know. And I looked recently, I couldn't find his channel or the episode, so I'm figuring maybe he got copyright striked, and the channel was, as far as I know, dormant for a decade, so I'm assuming they just let it go. But yeah, so I made it a series, I made more episodes, and that was, the rest is history. That's kind of, how it became what it became. And then over the years, I have had the privilege of working with some amazing voice actors. And it's funny because up until episode 5, I was content doing all the voices on my own. And then I think by that time I just sort of ran out of voices to do. And I just sort of run that well dry. And that was when one of my closest and longest online friends, they go by Blue Lips online, and they were one of the, actually I think they were the first voice actor you hear in Vanguard Abridged who's not me. They recommended that I look outside of myself, and I was like, yeah, I should. It wasn't, I mean, it's not that I hadn't considered it. It's more that I didn't want to be somebody's boss. I didn't want to have to put deadlines, and, as an amateur voice actor and editor and all that, I can't, I was in high school when I started this project. I couldn't really afford to pay people, that kind of thing. So yeah, at that point I did auditions, and looking back, I mean, my show was never huge, but it's crazy to think that at one point it was big enough that I could hold auditions, and there were enough people that showed up for it that I did have to turn some people down, which is really, one of the hardest things that I had to do on the show. But the cast turned out amazing, and it still blows my mind that I was ever in a position to do that. So to any of the Vanguard Abridged voiceover talent who may be watching right now, I just want to say thank you for your work throughout the years. I try and be a, yeah, I just want to thank you for, all your generous time and your patience. This has been a very long project, and, it's still not done yet, and I hope that you'll consider reprising your role as we enter production on this final batch of episodes sooner rather than later. It's been a lot of fun collaborating with each and every one of you, and I hope I get to talk to all of you very, very soon. Did I just do this? Oh no, my K-pop stand is showing. Oh no.
I bet you would like to swab my poop deck, eh?
We have guests. Go get rid of them.
Hey, who the hell are you guys? Hello, welcome to Side Shop. Follow me. What can I get you? Some coffee? Tea? A nice bed for you and me?
Okay.
My turn. I call assault.
Ew.
I'm attacking Gancelot. Critical trigger.
Hey, you little prick! How dare you run into the one and only Kenji Mitsusada?
I'm Yuri. Kenji's on and off love interest.
Shut up and suck my cock, knave!
I'm Guy, and I'm the most boring person here. And I'm okay with that.
How does it feel to be playing against your old team, Kai?
Watch as my darling magicians defy gravity.
I cannot let capitalism take over my country. I guard with mud rabbit of copyright infringement.
The way Tetsu is pushing Aichi, he'll start pushing his way towards our powers.
I can hear her thoughts. Of course. Cards are made from trees, aren't they?
There's no way you could have mastered that clan by now.
Have you been taking drugs, Aichi?
Only Psyqualia.
That stuff is nasty, man. It'll kill you.
So I guess the last thing is, where do we go from here? I've said all this stuff before in a channel update video that I posted last year, but I ended up removing it because it kind of became outdated. So I'll reiterate it now. I love Vanguard Abridged. It's been a treat working on it. It's been part of my life for, I'm not 30 yet, so over a third of my life, which is insane. But, given my current output, I think it's only fair to myself as well to the audience that's left that I end after season 1. And I do think, I say that because I think a lot of the audience has expected that I've already sort of given up on the project. It's been 3 years since I posted episode 10. Episode 11 is... Well, we'll get into that later. It's very close. It's very nearby. It's closer than you think. At my current pace, if I were to abridge the entirety of the original anime through the Legion Mate arc, I would probably finish when I was 80. Which, granted, would make a great April Fool's episode. Geriatric Kai looking for Aichi. Which could get really dark very quickly. So that said, here's the roadmap for the final 3 episodes of Vanguard Abridged. Episode 11 is 99% done. The last thing I really need to do is contact the voice actors and see who's interested in reprising their role. I obviously don't want to have to recast anybody, but sometimes it's hard to get back in touch with people. I've had instances where, people don't use Skype anymore. I used to use Skype to get in touch with everybody, and now no one uses Skype anymore. After that, episode 12 is written, and I've fully recorded my parts. Episode 13 is kind of the wild card here, because it's the series finale, and I have not written it yet. I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm kind of scared, to be honest. But when it's written, and when all that's done, then I will get fully back in touch with the group of voice actors, see who's interested in reprising their roles, and then I'll send out the batch of the last 3, scripts, and sort of see who wants to go for one last hurrah. And after that, I'll never say never to a special here or there. And Neon Messiah, the movie, certainly isn't out of the question. But the show, as it is going to be pretty much finished. So this show has been an amazing opportunity to meet people, both online and in person. I made some really good lifelong friends, people I've known for, I mean, literally like a decade now because of me creating this show. It's also provided me a decade of invaluable video editing experience that's strangely translated really well into a real work environment. Okay. It has been an amazing 10 years, that's for sure. And I'm not done with this whole thing yet. You know, it's just been a wild ride. So if you've stuck all the way through this maybe slightly narcissistic walk down memory lane, then I thank you for sticking with it. And now, some of my favorite moments from Cardfight, Vanguard, Abridged, each episode, including some of the ones you haven't seen yet. Roll it.
I remember everything now. Because of the card you gave me, I've been beaten up so many times I can't even count them. So now I'll have my revenge.
What?
That's right. Now I ride Blast Your Blade.
Wait, you haven't even given me my turn yet.
Forget it, Kai. This crappy grade 2 is all I need to beat you.
Come on, Misaki. It'll be a good chance to remember about your parents' car crash. What? It'll be a good chance to remember how to play Vanguard.
No thanks. This game is too main.
For the last time, Misaki, you're not a real hipster.
Fine, I'll play the kid. But remember, would a mainstream person listen to One Direction and Lady Gaga?
Yes. You're lying to me. You just don't appreciate my lifestyle. I'm leaving now. Have fun, Misaki.
Bite me.
Would you like a tour of Card Capital? Well, it's not that big. Well, that's what my wife says too, but that works just fine. Okay then. Great! This is the counter. If you need to comfort Misaki because her parents exploded, come do it here.
What did you say?
Nothing.
So that'll be 1 pack, please.
Whatever.
This is a Marin. And another Marin. And another Marin. And another Marin. Oh, this is disappointing. I'll get another one. What the hell? They're all Marins. What's up with this?
Oh, you wanted the non-Marin pack.
Yes!
Oh, fine. Here you go.
Yay! Oh, god damn it. Oh, hey, a real card. This one's a grade 2.
Oh, what's a grade 2?
There you go.
No, I love his sister.
Ooh, look at my penis.
I'm gonna beat you in a card fight and win Kamui love. For my sister.
It's good I'm playing you. Regionals are coming soon and I need to play someone like you for practice. I'll give it my best.
You mean you wouldn't give it your best anyway?
Well, shut up.
Whoa, guys, look. It's Crested Dragon.
That card looks cool. What does it do?
Nothing.
Then why do you care?
Because this card is super rare. But that's not a Yu-Gi-Oh card. How would you know? The only card game you know anything about is Magic Mon the Kaiju-Gi-Oh. I did some research after I got home from the last episode.
Hello there, Aichi Sendo. Hi, wait, who are you? 'Tis I, Ninja Master M. I will defeat you and claim Kai's booty for myself. Mr. Whiting, what the hell are you doing playing this card game?
Who is this Mr. Whiting? 'Tis I, Ninja Master M.
You know what? Whatever, let's just play this game.
Your paladins are no match for my Nubatama cloning techniques.
I attack with Galatine.
This is the car that killed my Chihuahua. Ah, what a lovely day. Scruffles, don't run into the street. People love resistance. Scruffles, no! I can't.
I didn't invite him anyway.
Hey there, sweet cheeks.
Hey, these were my only clean shorts I had today. I can't help it if they make my ass look good.
I wasn't talking to you. Kai, why don't you play for me again and ditch these babies?
Who are you calling a baby?
And you'll have to stop crying if you plan on staying a main character. I might just steal your spot.
No.
Yes, I'll leave you kids alone for now, but you'll be seeing us again very soon.
It's time. IGO! I'll take you on, and I'll beat you with this.
Ha! Come on. That thing's not even a grade 2.
Well? Oh, I already did that. Young Pegasus Knight attacks!
No way!
I gotcha. Kai, I know you've noticed how IG's been lately.
I have.
Do you have a plan? I do. You're right in the middle of it. IG's on his way here. I'm just gonna kick his ass and set him back to normal. It's going to be harder than I could ever prepare for, though.
By his, I guess I wanna know. Guys, what am I doing here?
I'm challenging you to a card fight.
What, was Card Capital closed?
Nah, I just needed someplace more moody to end this bad trip of yours once and for all.
So hard to admit that I'm stronger than you, isn't it, Kai?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over your stupid blue hair.
Very funny.
Stand up
Vanguard!
to the Vanguard!
It's in your hands now, Kai.
Full bow!
Bark Gull. Wow, the national semifinals. If you win in this tournament, you'll be the best of the best.
In Japan? What about the Asia Championship?
Maybe next season.